What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? I can't believe it, but I'm so happy. Leicester have beaten Chelsea at home 2-0. And we've got Rich and Alex with us. Rich, over to you first. What are your initial thoughts of the match? Because where even to start with this one?
Oh, mate, honestly, I mean, me and you had a bit of a joke beforehand because obviously we both predicted 2-0. There's just a new confidence with this team. I don't see, I'm not worried about it anymore. And honestly, just the whole way through, I think Chelsea had probably 15 minutes in the first half and maybe 10 minutes in the second half where they looked more dangerous. Other than that, we were the better side by a country mile. I am. Wow. Just wow.
Yeah, I'm in the same position. I'm just literally sitting in the chair, just bouncing up and down. Over to you, Alex. Obviously, how are you feeling after that win?
I'm absolutely buzzing. It's simple as that. Our entire team just played as a unit today, and we dismantled Chelsea. Like Rich said, they maybe had 10 or 15 minutes in that first half, and that's it. They had nothing else. And it's great to say, but we're top of the league. This is just fantastic. And I am absolutely buzzing.
It's something to really celebrate at the moment because I was struggling to give a man of the match because it was just insane at times. I mean, I think a good place to start would be Chilwell because in the first 5 or so minutes, he was having a lot of runs and you were seeing it. He had a point to prove. He left for this big money. He's got this big proof and he was marked out of the game massively by likes of Albrighton, again, that me and Rich and Alex as well, we sing about how great he was. And just from the beginning, Chelsea grew into it a little bit, but then we cut that down after that first goal, Rich. And indeed, he took that. And I posted on our Beyond the 90. He only scores screamers.
It just came out of nowhere as well. I remember the game the day against Southampton. My girlfriend's not bothered about football whatsoever, and I just scream and shout at the TV, and she knows when we score, no matter where she is in the house or in the UK, to be honest. But and it just makes me laugh so much because I'm like, every time he shot, he had a few shots, and I was like, God's sake, I wish he'd stop shooting. And then he just does that, and I'm like, okay, fair play, I'll back down,
Yeah, it was unbelievable. And over to you, Alex. Yeah. Would you count that a set piece goal? Because if that counts, I mean, we're off the mark for finally in 2021 for our set piece goals.
So there's been a heavy debate going on with, people on Twitter and whatnot being like, oh, that's not a set piece goal. That, it is. In my opinion, it is. And it was capitalized to a T. Ndidi was like the last person I expected to score, especially with his moonshots of, that we're kind of used to seeing. So the fact that, when he does score, it's a rocket. So yeah, in my opinion, this is a set piece goal.
Hopefully it will be given because if not, we'll just have to score a better one. But just on Ndidi's performance today, Rich, because everybody was immense, but Ndidi just was... As who was saying it? Somebody was saying the firefight. I think it was you, Alex, was saying firefighter putting out fires everywhere you go. And again, Ndidi, just your thoughts on him. He's just unbelievable.
Yeah. I know I've said that he's a firefighter and a few other, but I said it about Mendy as well. I think they're both, when they're on the pitch, they literally run around with extinguishers. I don't know what they're doing, but today I don't know where he gets it from, but it's like the camera, no matter where you are on the pitch, you're next to Ndidi. It's ridiculous. And his breakup play, I thought he gave it away a few times towards the end from being ridiculously overcritical. And I mean overcritical, I am being there. But other than that, he was outstanding today. Like you say, as all the players were, Neel, to be honest. And I think it's difficult to pick out one player because then you can go, yeah, but what about O'Brien? What about Justin? Because I think Justin's tackles today were unbelievable. It was like he was trying to prove a point to me, as into Chilwell. I think he was just going, 50 million. Yeah, all right, mate. Let's see what we earned at Luton Town. It's just, all run. But yeah, Ndidi, phenomenal.
It was just such a team performance today. I'm just going to have to go through each of the players because there is nothing much I can say. So we'll go Ndidi. Alex, who do you want to go on to next? Because the floor's open to you because it's literally the entire team.
I'm going to go to my my buddy, James Justin. One of the things that I love to hear, and I usually turn off the commentary because I can't handle, it's always negative towards Leicester City, it seems like. Today I decided to keep it on. And when you hear the commentators saying, I can't believe how well James Justin is playing as a left back because he's normally a right back.
Oh,
and he's like, he's all over the, he's everywhere. He can maneuver wherever he needs to go. He can, if he needs to play as a center back, he can play as a center back. If he needs to play as a left back, he can play as a left back. He's great as a right back. And if he needs to be a wing back, he's right there as well. And, listening to the commentators just say, like, this is just incredible, is just a testament to show how much James Justin has truly come into his own this year. And I think he's truly reached like an entirely new level of play. And some may argue that he's still a ways to go, but he may have a ways to go, but that just means he's going to get better and better. And I think today he even showed that he could take on some of the best in the Premier League, like he's been doing all season long, and he's just been silencing them. And the critics, there's no critics out there, because when you have a player like this that can shut down anybody, nobody's going to say a damn thing. And James Justin has been just absolutely fantastic. And today was just another example of that performance.
It really was. And he's been so consistent, Rich, throughout. So that's the beginning of the season pretty much. And he's just incrementally kept up the levels. But today, I think that was his best performance in a Leicester shirt. Even
you know what?
Hard to say.
I was going to say that is a tough call. I would agree. Although I can't remember every performance he's done. I think that was brilliant. I think his defensive attributes today really shone through, because some of the tackles he was making, like, you could hear the tackle, you could hear the crunch. It reminded me a lot of the tackles he made. Remember the tackle that Johnny Evans made against Harry Kane, and the crowd went crazy. Like, it was like every tackle he was making was one of them. And I was just like, okay, fair enough. Now he's saying, yeah, try and get past me. Good luck. Incredible performance.
Yeah, and one thing, a couple of times I really loved how I think he took on Chilwell and Ziyech, and he goes, right, I'll take you on the outside of my foot, on the side that I don't play, and beat you for pace. And I'm going, what are we playing FIFA? Like, what is going on? And this is a Chelsea team that have spent how much million on these players? You're thinking it's absolutely unreal. So we'll go on from that. I think another player I want to bring it on to, Rich, is Wesley Fofana, because there was things today that we've got a Beyondthe90 chat with James, and he was saying about how Brendan Rodgers took him to a room and goes, I didn't like the way you came off against Southampton. You need to be more professional. And apparently he said something along the lines of, show me why you deserve to be in the team. And he's improved massively. And today he was, again, we're going to say the word, I'm going to have to try and think of a new objective for all the players, but I'm not that clever. So he's just been immense once again, Fofana.
Yes, I think he was just, I think you've made a really good point. He just obviously had a point to prove. And obviously, you've just mentioned there about that chat. I don't know how much of that is fact and how much, you might say, yeah, no, I know that's fact. I don't know. But yeah, you could tell he was so disappointed to come off. And it was disappointing to see, because you go, right, come on, that's, you've got to, you can't just expect you've got this position when you've got the likes of Soyuncu, who's just coming back from injury. You've not been here long enough and earned your spot like Evans has. So, show some humility. Now, some of that, we don't know. I personally don't know the backstory of that. However, I think he's come out today and gone, right, try and take me off again. It's just not happening. He got a yellow card today. Did not get taken off. Yes, it was towards the end of the game, but he again, I'm running out of superlatives as well. However, yes, I think the whole back line really were phenomenal. I can't say, other than complimenting him more, I can't say much else.
Yeah, it is really unbelievable. Alex, what are your thoughts on Fofana? Because we were just chatting today and just about a few minutes ago, and I can't even describe how good he was today. For a 90, I think he might be 20 now, but
20, yeah. 20.
Just, but unbelievable.
So I tweeted this out actually I would say about 65 minutes into the game. Wesley Fofana is 20 years old. He's been playing in the Prem for less than a season, but he's playing as if he's been in the league for like 10 years. He's playing like a veteran. The kid's 20. He's got the mentorship of Wes Morgan and Johnny Evans as veteran center backs. He has a coach in Brendan Rodgers, who we all know he's fantastic with young and up and coming talent. And you have, all the other coaches who are there to provide just the same amount of mentorship towards these young players coming up. Wesley Fofana is 20 years old, and he's just silencing critics left, right, and center. And, I can't say anything bad about the guy. Yeah, sure, he gets a yellow card, but you're like, okay, it's a yellow card. But, if Brendan Rodgers really did sit him down and say, prove to me on the field that you want to play and you don't want to get taken off, Wesley Fofana literally looked over and said, hold my beer. It's game time. And he really did prove it. Try to take me off. It's a great problem for Brendan Rodgers to have.
It's an unbelievable problem. And we'll come on to his partner in Johnny Evans as well, because it was a performance by him that was just, it was the elite of the elite to be honest, Rich. And I don't even know where to start with him, because again, he was leading that back line, and against some of the best attacking options in even substituting on in the Premier League, he just, again, don't worry, I've got it. We're working with Schmeichel, just insane.
His positional play is just out of this world. Like, he's not got the speed, and he knows that. And what centre backs aren't always known for that. But his positional play, he's all right. I know where the ball's going to be. I know we've sort of mentioned this before, and I think it might have been yourself, Alex, that have alluded to. It's almost like a chess match. And I think that he knows, right, so he's moving that there, and he's going to pass the ball there, and then so I need to be there. Okay, cool. And he goes there. And then he just cuts it out. And, there were a couple of deflections today that he just was there. He knew it, and he's the first one to react. So his concentration levels as well. I think we really forget how difficult it is. I mean, I challenge anyone, go run for 90 minutes and then see how your concentration levels are. Get someone to ask you a simple maths question. It's difficult. And that's but his concentration was just, again, phenomenal. Wow. Just wow.
Just over to you, Alex. Same question about Johnny Evans, because it was absolutely insane today.
I've said this a lot. I feel like I said, I said this even last game, that I'm a broken record, because really right now, all you can do is praise the guy. When you think of Johnny Evans, he really did take over that veteran role and on the back line from Wes Morgan, once Wes Morgan really took that step back, especially this year. Dealing with the back issues, and he's probably on his way out at the end of the season. And Johnny Evans really took that responsibility on, as a veteran presence along that back line. You can tell when he's not there that the back line seems lost. Yeah. He really is, the chess master of the back line. He really does maneuver all his fellow defenders as to where he wants to put them, and it's just fabulous. It really is, because there's confidence. There's a completely different style of confidence that we're seeing in this team, and I really do believe that the confidence would not be the same if Evans was not on that back line.
Yeah, there's a few players that I believe that, and just the way that he it's kind of like a veteran samurai with just a beautiful slice, and he just takes everything out. It's just so nice to watch. Where Wes Morgan was more of a sledgehammer. Yeah, this is where you kind of got like the katana just to slice people up in a beautiful, like elegant way. And just looking at the statistics today, Leicester only had 36% possession of the ball, which is insane. 8 shots on target.
Should have had more goals. Should have had more goals as well.
Oh, it could have easily been 4-0.
Vardy could have had, Mendy had a couple of good saves. Their goalkeeper, to be honest. However, just looking at it, it could have been 5-0. So Chelsea kind of grant themselves lucky. But I think one player I want to come on to is Timothy Castagna. I mean, he's only been in the game for what, 4-5 games now he's played, and today, Rich, just what it was everything you wanted. Blocking people out of games, betting amazing balls through, getting amazing link-up play on that right-hand side, getting balls through to Vardy, pushing into positions. It's where do you start?
You know what? I tell you what, I'm not going to say too much because I'm very conscious of stealing all the superlatives, and then Alex just has to say the same as what I've said, and I feel bad. So
even though I've just done it, I've just basically ruined everything. But whoops.
No, not at all, mate. No, what a player. I agree with Alex. Everyone's going to sound like a broken record. If you're a Leicester fan at the moment, Brendan Rodgers has got the golden problem of he's just brought Ricardo back on. Oh, yes, by the way. So now he's got Castagna, Ricardo, Harvey Barnes, James Justin, and you just, and then Mark Albright's playing out of his skin. Good luck under getting on the pitch. Ain't happening. It's just like, you go, what a brilliant, amazing problem for Brendan Rodgers to have. So I'm not going to say too much on Castagna because, Alex, I'm going to allow you to say better superlatives than I'm coming up with.
Tim is just wow. It's getting kind of hard to choose, words that can really articulate how I feel about.
I need to write some down while I'm not doing, and then just keep.
We need to go on right-click synonym.
Yeah.
Castagna is.
It's just insane.
It is.
He was half the price that we sold Chilwell for. Half the price.
Well, okay, just think about this in the sense that you paid maybe £10 million more with the addition of Wesley Fofana and Timothy Castagna, and you sold Chilwell for 50. So you're getting these two players that are just, night and day compared to what Chilwell, today especially. You watch Chilwell play, and he had a couple of chances, but other than that, he was shut down. Castagna just made him look subpar. It's the truth. And if you have Chelsea fans listening in, and they're going to be like, well, yeah. It's kind of hard to admit it. Being like, no, Chilwell was better. You're like, really? Because the last thing I saw him, he was the Homer Simpson gif. Instead, he was wearing a Chelsea kit, and he's going into the forest, and he's emerging back inside the Leicester City kit. Because at that point, that's how I'd be feeling if I was him. So, but back to Tim.
It's just
what
insane.
A human. What a human.
Yeah, what a human.
Is he human? Have we checked that?
We've never seen anything like that. Even Kante didn't have that kind of legs to get up and down the pitch that much. Do you know what I mean? And again, rate Kante, 100% amazing player for us. But the way that Tim's like, right, I'm just going to stick on the afterburners. That's something that Kante didn't quite have. Like, I'm going to go, okay, I'm going to move into that space. And his ball through to Vardy, I think towards the second half of the game was insane. Again, Alex, over to you. I'll give it over to you. Is there anybody else you want to mention? Because we can go through the entire team.
James Madison. Truly, at the start of the year, everyone was kind of giving him crap because, oh, well, you're not playing to the caliber you're supposed to be playing at that. He's just coming back from injury. And, he started coming back. And when he was kind of, he's starting to get fully fit, everyone was like, he's still not where he's at. Well, now it's completely different.
Yeah.
He's playing at a level that I truly believe that, he could, I call him up to the England squad. That's the level that he's playing at.
Yeah, he's I don't know if you guys can hear me, but it's insane at the moment.
So
he's
really, I'm just incredibly happy with it.
I think I'm dropping out a little bit there. Sorry, guys. But yeah, over to you, Rich. What do you think about Madison as well?
I think he is probably one of the most likable players that we've got Now, obviously, I'm not talking about his skill on the pitch there, but the interview he gave after Southampton and all the interviews he's given, he's such a human person, which I know sounds really stupid to say, but I think people understand what I mean when I say that. But on the pitch, I mean, just the way, I mean, there was a particular point where Tielemans had the ball, and you could see that he was like, I've got no one to pass to, which is rare for Tielemans, and all the Chelsea players were just converging on him. And Madison just pointed and ran into a space and went, all right, go on, give it to me there. Then no one else has given him that opportunity. And I'm not having to go at any of the players that they couldn't. But Madison does that all the time. He wants the ball all the time. He could literally have the entire team circle him and he'd say, give the ball to me. I'm all right. I've got it. Don't worry. Took his goal brilliantly. And his touch, his corners have got so much better, by the way. I don't know whether, his deliveries have got, he's beating the first man, and that was a big joke. He's what a player he is, and I am so glad that he's starting to score more goals and just be what a player he is, what a player, and hopefully we can keep him for a long time.
And one of my favourite moments I had with him was the fact that he got the ball and whipped it into James Justin to run into, and again, neither of them had the audacity to go for either the shot or either the cross or either James Justin actually chasing after it. But it just shows you. And then it led to that goal, which was nearly a goal as well. So there's all these brilliant things that were flowing forward. Harvey Barnes, again, I've just looked up his statistics this season. He's got 10 goals, 2 assists. Jamie Vardy's conversion rate is 33%. Harvey Barnes is 22%. Jamie Vardy's shot accuracy is 63% and Harvey Barnes is 60%. I mean, this is insane, Alex.
Harvey Barnes has come into his own. I think there has been a lot of debate going on over the past, maybe back in 2019 and early 2020, where everyone was considering, this kid can't hit the net. He can't capitalize on prime opportunities. We need a winger that can do that. And I think over this past year especially, he's really gained that confidence, but he's also gained that mentality of you can see that he takes that extra step, he takes that breath, and he really concentrates and really dials it in. Whereas beforehand, you could see that panic on his face, and you could see him when, a defender would be coming in close to him, and he'd be like, oh God, I got to get rid of the ball now. And he would just moonshot it. Or now, he seems more calm, cool, and collected. He maintains the ball. He looks around and realizes, okay, I got 5 seconds possibly here. Okay, I got 2 seconds. Okay, do you know what? I got a second, but I have enough time still to, get a good cross or a good kick. And he capitalizes on them because he's taking that additional step or that extra breath, which really dials it in to show you that he's on another level that he wasn't on last year, which is definitely helping Vardy because, we were so concentrated on, Jamie Vardy needs to get the ball, Jamie Vardy needs to score. Whereas now we're like, Harvey Barnes has got this. We're fine. We can rely on him.
Yeah, and one thing as well is, especially in the first half, Rich, his running, the fact that he's running at players, not with a care in the world, that he thinks, I can beat you, I can get past you, I've got you. He's on a mission to take players on and beat them by running straight at them. And as Leicester fans, the only downside is I wish we were in the ground for this one, Rich, because that would have taken the roof off. And how he's playing, and a lot of the players, Leicester fans would have been absolutely ecstatic with this.
It would have been, it would have just been crazy. One of the things I wanted to just sort of say about Harvey Barnes, because I think Alex has just, really, really summarised it brilliantly. So there's nothing else I can really add. However, the one thing I would say is that I think that something he seems to be doing a lot more of, and I wonder whether it's maybe something that him and Madison are coached or whether they've taught together, he's cutting across players so much more and drawing the foul, or he just makes it so you can't tackle him because, good luck trying to catch him when he's taking it across. So your only option is to foul him or to do that and let him go past you. And now he's got a free run on the goal. And then there's Jamie Vardy running that way. You've got James Justin running that way. You've got Madison waiting on the just give it him here, I'll score from here. and you've got Tielemans behind him saying, well, if you don't get it, I'll score from here. So it's it's incredible, and he creates so many opportunities, and with the runners being so clever and drawing defenders out, Brendan Rodgers has really got this team purring and got them playing clever runs, clever, cross plays and 1-2s. And like I said, I don't know whether it's been coached into him, but he seems to be, running on the outside, and then he sees two or three people coming towards him, cuts in so that one of them has to foul him. And if they don't, he's got a free run. And I love it. Love it.
Yeah, he's absolutely insane at the moment. And another player on the opposite wing that we have to talk about is Mark Albrighton. I mean, we sound like a broken record, Alex, because I know we've Richard said a lot of stuff on Twitter about Albrighton, which I totally agree with. But today, the fact his tracking back and his running, and he looked absolutely knackered when he came off, but he was everything that was right about Leicester. But he I wouldn't say he epitomised Leicester, because they all epitomise Leicester at some points.
Kevin is sorry.
Kevin.
I'm going to say it. Kevin is the epitome of what Leicester City is.
Mm-hmm.
He pretty much is like what the heart and soul is. He doesn't give up. And I could say that about almost every player, it seems like, on this team right now. But Albrighton is one of those players that really, he's been there during the hard times, and he's really emerged, and he's fought for his spot. And, a lot of people didn't expect him to be a starter this year. And there was a lot of negative feedback from when he always was starting games at the start of the season, being like, why is Albrighton starting? He's not, we picked up Under for this reason, good luck Under trying to get into the starting roster. And, we never thought we'd actually say that. And just the way he's been playing of late too. Beforehand he would run down the wing, and then he would just boot the ball and cross it. Really wouldn't look. He would just, hope for the best, hopefully Vardy's there, Barnes or someone is there to, head it in or something. He's kind of like Barnes in this way, in his own way, where he's really taken his time, not only on the offensive part, but aspect of it, but also on the defensive. He's been running up and down the pitch like a madman. And, hats off to him today, because no wonder he was so exhausted. Guy was running back and forth, and just wouldn't stop. He doesn't have quit in him. I got nothing bad to say about him. And, especially from someone, personally, I was ripping on him. I rip on him. I was ripping on him on Twitter a few times, and I think one of the thing that really changed me was one of the Europa League games. And, it was halftime, 60 minutes. And I'm like, what? Why is Albrighton still on? And then I ended up having to go out. And he was the one that ended up crossing the ball in like the dire last minutes to tie the game. I believe I can't remember what game it was, but I just remember Twitter just being like, say what now? Say what? Albrighton what? And, really since then I was like, okay, let's take a step back and let's watch him perform. Let's not be critical. Let's really focus in on it.
And he's still got an assist. I think he's got an assist or a goal in his, I can't remember how many games, but even today he's going under the radar, Rich, again.
It's incredible, isn't it? You know what made me laugh though? You've just said that he looks exhausted when he comes off the pitch. He looks exhausted when he walks out onto the pitch. He comes out of the tunnel from the side. He just looks exhausted. I don't know how he does it. I don't know whether it's hilarious, but I think, I don't know whether you count a lot of people won't count the corner one as an assist because he tried to pass it to Harvey Barnes. Harvey Barnes missed it. Personally, I think it will get counted as an assist just because, it was heading in that direction anyway. But obviously he did get the other assist, and he should have had an assist because James Justin should have put the ball in the net from the header and he missed it. Fair play. It was you could tell he was trying to, but what a pinpoint accurate cross, to do that. And then there was also, I think he put Vardy through for one. I might be wrong on that. But no, he was incredible. He was absolutely... he goes under the radar, and there's a load of fans that just still to this day give him, and I just don't get it. Like I understand that he's not a flair player. He's not a Mahrez. He's not gonna do anything incredible, and but his work rate. People say, imagine if so and so was on the pitch, and we're like, well, no, we wouldn't win 4-0. We'd probably lose 3-1 because he's not there in that defensive aspect, and they can go right unders on the pitch. So don't worry about it. Just go down the left hand side. No one's going to the right hand side. No one's going to do anything. So you'll be fine. So for me, he is absolutely integral to our victories. And yeah, Brendan Rodgers basically made a bit of a dig. He said, obviously, that he's an example to all the other wingers in the club. I think he's one of our top players. Whether fair enough, I'll probably get pelters for that, but that's something I believe that he just adds too much, and if he's taken away, then we'll start not playing as well. So
yeah, he's absolutely incredible at the moment, and I just can't wait. I mean, I wish the game kept
think
coming.
Neil's gone again.
Yeah, it's I don't know what's happening with my connection. If I'm here,
just me and the Alex.
Am I back?
I was like, look.
I've been kicked from my recording. Am I back?
You're back.
Yeah, I don't know what's happening today has been not, the internet's not been great. Anyway, on from that, I want to get. Where do you guys want to take it? Because I might just drop out in the next 5 seconds anyway. It's up to you guys. We've got Vardy. I think that's about Vardy, and then we've got the subs as well, which I think came on and did amazing. Oh.
I don't. The thing is, it still looks like it's recording. So, Alex, why don't you take on and talk about Vardy and the subs, which are apparently amazing based on what Neel said.
All right. So, my take on Jamie Vardy is that he's the GOAT of Leicester. And he's still capitalizing off, game in, game out. He focuses really hard, and he gives it his all. I think one of my concerns, and I might get attacked for this, but there is concern for myself. He is getting older. There's his hip and his groin that have been causing issues here and there, which is cause for concern. And there's a very high chance that we're not going to get a striker this window, which means, if that's the case, if Vardy goes down, you really need to focus in on who your backup is, because Nacho, in my opinion, isn't a solid backup and it isn't reliable enough. So that means you're looking at Perez. But Jamie Vardy today, in my opinion, he had the opportunities, he had the chances. He was offside that one time as well, where Mendy made an incredible save. I got to give that to Mendy. The goals will come. I think the goals will really come for Vardy this season. I think right now he's kind of in that rut. I think he'll figure that one out, as he always does. It's just going to take some time. But I'm not worried about him at all. When it comes to the subs, though, I've said this a ton. The bench is one thing that we've always had issues with. We never had, that one or two players that you could bring on that you could really, change the way the game is being played or continue on with the possession that you have. With all these players coming back and they're being healthy, it's completely changed that. If Ndidi needs to come off and you need to bring Mendy on, that's fine. Madison needs to take a break. You bring on Perez, because when Perez plays in that position, he's lights out. Ricardo on the bench, and you're going to bring him out, because, I don't know, James Justin might need a rest. Castagna might need a rest. Oh, okay, we'll just bring Justin over to the left as a left back, and Ricardo will be as the right back. It's incredible to say that, you can bring on, a player of Ricardo's caliber off the bench. Like, it's a great problem to have. And then, you have guys like Soyuncu. Never even played today. He might be 75%, but that's another center back, that you can be like, okay, Fofana, he's played really well. He might need a break today. okay, we'll just switch it up. You still have a starting Premier League center back starting for you. You don't have someone who's just off the bench. You have someone who can play right away.
Mm.
I don't know if I'm back at all or if I'm in dimension 5000 or whatever. But internet is back. So hello 2022. So over to you, Rich. Just obviously on them 2 thoughts, I think we might finish relatively soon down to Perez and Ricardo. I mean, both coming off the bench, and also maybe that's a formation we can play to get all 3 in the team, but then you have to drop Albright.
Yeah, I think it's, it is the golden prophet. I think Perez looked really sharp when he came on, really sharp. So that was something really interesting. And obviously Ricardo looked really sharp as well, which is great to see. Just a quick note, if you wouldn't mind, on Schmeichel. I obviously listened to it without the crowd noise. You can hear Schmeichel the whole game, absolutely just marshalling everyone, telling them to step out, stand on your feet, stay on your feet, stay on your feet. Don't foul, don't foul. Anyone that's listening will go, yeah, you know exactly what he's saying. I think he's very underrated in his actual, when he's got that actual, what effect he has on the rest of the team based on his leadership. You've got Evans there, that's great, but Schmeichel's behind him telling everyone, right, get out, or the whole team today, top to bottom, absolute first class. We deserve that win, 150,000%. Really, really excited.
I totally agree. There was a day to criticise Chelsea, and today they weren't good. They didn't turn up. However, we need to sing Leicester's praises when they be beat, because to be fair, a lot of the media probably won't as much. They'll say how terrible Chelsea is, just like they did at the 5-2 with Man City. So I'd like to thank everybody for watching. Hopefully I'll have my internet fixed. There's no guarantee on that. I'm turning into Ant once again. So thanks for Rich for coming on. Alex, thank you for coming on as well. And we'll see everybody for the hopefully we'll be top of the league still, but for a brilliant performance, and we'll see everybody in the next video. So goodbye.